Tens of millions of Americans have already voted in this election, and it seems as though some of them may be a little regretful of the choices they've made. Now, you could surmise that this might be a result of Donald Trump kicking Joe Biden's ass in the debate last week, where Joe Biden blatantly admitted that he wants to get rid of the oil industry. That is directly what he said in the debate. Go back and watch it if you don't believe me. And even Donald Trump saw it. He's like, I was even surprised that Joe was saying, like, really, Joe? Really, Joe? Even the moderator was surprised that Joe said it. She was like, why would you do that, Joe Biden? But now Americans are Googling whether or not they can change their vote. And it ended up being, I read somewhere, like the number 2 trending search on all of Google is people looking for information about how to change their vote. And as it turns out, you actually can change your vote, but only in some states. So I wanted to just do a quick video about clawing back votes. 7 states allow voters to resubmit ballots, including my own state of New Hampshire. Now, I haven't voted yet in New Hampshire. I actually think I'm going to go and vote tomorrow. I was originally going to wait for Election Day, and now I don't actually know if I'm going to be home on Election Day, so I want to make sure I get my vote in. So I'm actually going to go over to the town clerk's office tomorrow and submit my vote by absentee ballot for Donald Trump. We're going to do it in person, all nice and proper, so I can make sure my vote for Donald Trump gets counted. I've never been so excited to submit a vote in my life. But as it turns out, in my state, if you have already submitted a vote, and some of you may have voted for Chris Pappas for Congress before realizing that he lied about his relationship with an Amazon lobbyist. Rick Grinnell's been tweeting an awful lot about this, and the Log Cabin Republicans in New Hampshire just issued a stern letter because Chris Pappas lied about his relationship with the lobbyist in the debate. That's a local issue, not a national one. I'm not going to go into it here, but I know I have New Hampshire viewers, so you want to make sure you know about that. If you want to change your vote in this one and a bunch of other states, you actually can do it. So let's read this article from Fox News about where you can actually change your vote. 7 states allow voters to resubmit mail-in ballots after they have already sent them to be counted, according to 37 out of 50 state election officials who responded to inquiries from Fox News. So it could conceivably be more than that, and you need to make sure you go and check your local state regulations, but this is the information that I have right this second. The law allows residents in 7 states who have already voted for select candidates by mail to change their minds, usually within a specific time frame after the first ballot has been cast. In some states, voters can resubmit ballots several times. In Arkansas, voters can resubmit absentee ballots up to 2 times. Connecticut voters may withdraw previously submitted absentee ballots from their town clerk until 5 p.m. on the Friday before election. So we're coming down to the wire on that one, Connecticut. Voters can then either vote in person in a polling place or fill out a new application for an absentee ballot, a Connecticut election official told Fox News. In Delaware, voters in Delaware can contact their county elections office if they wish to make a change to their submitted absentee ballot. If a voter has already returned their voted absentee or vote by mail ballot and then wish to make a change, the voter could contact their county election office as soon as possible to determine if that is feasible. In Michigan, voters wishing to change their mail-in ballots must submit written requests to their city or town clerks. Now, I have more information about Michigan here. Thank you to one of my viewers. And we don't want to take Michigan for granted. Michigan's a really important state. Obviously, Gretchen Whitmer, the dictator of Michigan, is still in her reign. And so we want to make sure we really know what's going on in Michigan. I just want to scroll down here to spoiling an absentee ballot. If a voter has already voted absentee and wishes to change their vote because the candidate has dropped out of the race or any other reason, a voter can spoil their ballot by submitting a written request to their city or township clerk. The voter must sign the request and state if they would like a new absentee ballot or if they will pick it up in person at the town's clerk's office. Here's the important piece. This request must be received by 5 p.m. the Friday before the election if received by mail. An absentee ballot that has been returned to a clerk may be spoiled in person at the clerk's office until 10 a.m. the Monday prior to the election, and an absentee ballot that has not been returned to the clerk may be spoiled in person at the clerk's office until 4 p.m. the Monday prior to the election. If a voter has not returned his or her ballot, the voter can surrender the ballot or sign a statement stating that the ballot was lost or destroyed and vote at the polls. There is no option on election day to spoil an absentee ballot that has been received by the clerk. In Minnesota, also an important state, voters can change their absentee votes as long as they do so at least 14 days prior to election day, so that ship has seemed to sail. But listen, contact your town clerks, man. Really make sure. You can ask to cancel your ballot up until the close of business 2 weeks before election day, blah, blah, blah. In Wisconsin, also an important state, voters can resubmit mail-in ballots if they do so on time. If you need a new ballot, contact your municipal clerk as soon as possible. If there's enough time, your clerk can cancel your original ballot and give you a new one, the state's website reads. Depending on how close you are to October 29th, 2 days away as of the posting of this video, the legal deadline for requesting absentee ballots by mail, you might need to get your new ballot in person. And then lastly, we have my state of New Hampshire, which is a little bit trickier. The process is a bit trickier in New Hampshire, where those who voted by mail can vote again if they show up to a polling place within the first hour it's open or before absentee ballots are processed. Other states allow residents to withdraw their mail-in ballots and vote in person on election day, including Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Mississippi, Pennsylvania. We're looking at you, Pennsylvania. I'm coming to Pennsylvania on Friday. And New Mexico. Some of these states require voters to sign an affidavit canceling their absentee ballot before voting in person. Voters in most states can also receive new ballots if they incorrectly filled out their first ballots, so long as they have not been submitted, and they can contact their local election clerks on time. So, guys, the moral of the story here is I just want to do a quick video about this because we're coming down to the wire. I strongly believe that this election is so critically important. And if you have recently changed your mind, if you voted for Biden or Joe Jorgensen and you've recently said and come to your senses and have said Donald Trump is absolutely the correct person to vote for, you may still be able to change your vote, but please call your town clerk. Make sure you know what the rules are in your state. I don't believe that this is an all-encompassing list by Fox News, so maybe there's more information out there that can help you out. Guys, listen, you guys know I'm voting for Trump. I feel very strongly that he needs to win this election, and we can't take any chances. So if you've submitted your vote already and you're looking for a redo, you gotta make sure to get it in under the wire. That's all I'm saying. Oh my God, I'm so ready for this election to be done. I am. I just want to know the answer. I think Trump's gonna win. I really do, but no, guys, we need it to be a landslide. We do. It needs to be a landslide. Otherwise, this is going to be additional months of nonsense, and I don't know how much more of this any one of us can take. Anywho, if you enjoyed this video, this is just a little quick update, but if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post pretty much daily content, sometimes several times a day of content, around news, politics, culture, social justice, nonsense, crazy town, whatever happens to be interesting to me at the time. Sometimes I do take days off, whether it be like a weekend or right now I'm just really busy running around and doing stuff for the election. So it might be a little bit sporadic this week, but I promise after the election, I'm going to be adding all sorts of new stuff. And I'm really excited about it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to get your subscription today. There's a little red button down there somewhere for you to click subscribe. That's all I've got right now. I'll see you soon.